squarely on the Caulfield Racecourse, and you can see the familiar yellow and black quartered cap of Northerly being escorted around there by the clerk of the course. Let's go to Greg Miles with his call of the Group 2 Memsie Stakes.
Right, John, and there's Fields of Omar, who is the best supported in the race. It is a new look, Northerly. The one familiar thing about him is those colours, but without the blinkers, and certainly carrying a lot more condition than we're used to seeing of him. He looks almost unrecognisable when he entered the mounting enclosure. Let's see how he performs on the track. Fields of Omar into the big time today. He's been very well supported. Now, here's Magical Miss coming in. She won the best presented horse in the yard. The Papa Ready in the orange and white checkered colours. Field is getting set well in the gates. Fields of Omar about to come up for Greg Childs. Greg has won this race the past 2 years on the Great Mare Sunline. He partners the new kid on the block today. There's only 3 to move in: Tears Royal, Northerly and Flavour. Northerly holds favouritism, but Fields of Omar clearly the best backed in the race. Dash for Cash the third favourite, then Magical Miss. Patrick Payne to bring Tears Royal into line now. Up he goes. Dash for Cash is set. The West Australian wonder horse Northerly to move in, and Flavour, and we'll have them right to go. Darren Gouch on Flavour won this race a couple of times in the 80s. Northerly goes in, Damien Oliver, and Flavour completes it. They're set now for the Memsie Stakes. Ready. And Attendant gets in with the Big Ask, who's just inclined to backpedal a little. They're away. He jumped all right, the Big Ask. The Papa back to the tail. Dash for Cash first to bounce out. Northerly ridden for speed by Oliver's up on the inside there of Flavour. He steadies to third. Fields of Omar is on the outside of Northerly fourth. A length and a half further back is Magical Miss, and she's being followed by Tears Royal, the Big Ask, and the Papa's last of all. Dash for Cash the leader at the 1,000 metres. He steadies the ship by 3/4. Flavour's second. 2 lengths away then came Fields of Omar, trying to pocket Northerly fourth on the rail. 2.5 lengths away, Magical Miss, and then Tears Royal, the Big Ask, and the Papa pulls out wide by the 800. Flavour moved up and he put pressure to Dash for Cash. They lead by a length and a half. Northerly on the inside of Fields of Omar. 2 lengths further back, Magical Miss. She's followed by the Papa, the Big Ask, and Tears Royal now last. At the 600, Dash for Cash by about a half length. Flavour second, Northerly right behind the leader. Fields of Omar poised to pounce as they corner, and then the Papa running on around Magical Miss, the Big Ask, and Tears Royal. At the bend now, Dash for Cash the inside. Flavour. Fields of Omar goes on and joins the 2 leaders. Northerly off the bit, hard ridden behind them, and the Papa comes with a run down the outside. Flavour at the 200 with Fields of Omar. Dash for Cash battling back. Then the Papa. Here's Magical Miss. Northerly trying to squeeze through. He got cut out. Fields of Omar had the lead. Magical Miss storms down the outside. Magical Miss grabs the lead, and Magical Miss a half length. Fields of Omar. Dash for Cash third. Northerly fourth. He didn't have a lot of luck. Then the Papa. They were followed by the Big Ask. Right behind them to finish then was Flavour and Tears Royal. Magical Miss has won it. Number 9, Magical Miss. Stephen Arnold, Bart Cummings, 9 Magical Miss wins the Sylvan Australia Memsie Stakes with a brilliant run down the outside. Fields of Omar measuring up to his first weight for age task, beaten about a half to 3/4 of a length, and Dash for Cash filling third. Northerly switching, searching for runs, ending up coming through on the inside. He'll be all the better for the run, but he certainly didn't have the brakes, but he was off the bit coming around the home turn. They've run 124.01, 124.01, so a bit of a sprint home for these horses. Northerly ran fourth, and fifth was the Pumper. 9, 5 and 8. Bart wins his third Memsie, his 2 previous separated by some 60 years. Galilee and Dane Ripper, and then Magical Miss. One of the top, the top staying filly of the spring of last year. Back at a second run in from a spell and scoring a devastatingly strong win. Very, very powerful over the last couple of 100 metres was Magical Miss, written by Stephen Arnold. She scored officially by 3/4 of a length. Long neck second and third. 124.01 for the daughter of Danehill. Very good win. Fields of Omar had every chance, sitting 1-1, pocketing Northerly. Great ride by Greg Childs. He quickened when wanted, but then he couldn't hold out the fast run of Magical Miss, who came down the outside. Dash for Cash running an honest third.
Well, didn't she have Caulfield Cup written all over her? Magical Miss, that's only her 11th lifetime start. She's been given miles of time by Bart Cummings. Beautiful 4-year-old mare, open bridle, very little gear. She does wear a ring bit, I notice, but she's an uncomplicated race mare, a beautiful temperament, and raced handy to the pace. Just took a little while to pick up and get going in the straight, but was fairly flying on the line. And the 1.5 miles at Caulfield towards the middle of October, and she's going to be right in it. With a bit of luck, we might be able to get a word with Bart Cummings. Let's see who Alf's got with him now at Caulfield. Here he is.
Thanks very much, John. Bart, congratulations. She really did make headway from her first up performance.
That's right, Alf. She really came good, didn't she?
You must be really pleased with the spring beckoning.
Relieved.
Why relieved?
Well, she's come. She's had a nice rest through the winter, and she's come after about 9 or 12 months off, and she struck form at the right time, Alf.
Now, is she a Caulfield Cup horse?
Looks as though she could be.
Yeah. Well, we know she can run the journey.
She did that in the Oaks. You've got to make a decision whether it's the Cox Plate or the Caulfield Cup. That'll unravel itself in the next couple of weeks, Al.
Well, it's a wonderful choice to have. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There he is, the king of them all, Bart Cummings, with an outstanding performer in Magical Miss, John, and she really has got a fantastic spring ahead of her. As Bart just alluded to, he's got to make a decision between a Caulfield Cup or the weight for age Cox Plate.
Alf, how close is she to you now, Magical Miss? Can you see her?
She's just actually stepped away from the mounting enclosure there where she actually came in. Yeah. But, John, to me, just remembering what she was like when she won the Oaks at Flemington, yeah, she really does look about 20 kilos heavier. She really has matured.
Yeah. Alf, they took a close-up shot there as Stephen Arnold took the saddle off, and, gee, she was having a good blow.
Yes, well, I suppose all that's telling us is she will improve.
Yeah, ton of improvement there. She's a lovely mare. 720 and 180, number 9. 140, number 5. 170, number 8. Quinella, 990. Exacta, 24.40. And the trifecta, $100 even. Right, Cheltenham now in Adelaide.
They're racing. Came out in a good line too. The Pumper went back after the start, and Dash for Cash bounced quickly. Northerly and Flavour in a hurry just behind those, and Fields of Omar went up fourth, followed by Magical Miss. Back behind those, Tears Royal from the Big Ask, and the Pumper last of all. Dash for Cash on top of the hill, led by 3/4 to Flavour. 2 to Northerly on the inside of Fields of Omar. 2 lengths for the back, Magical Miss. 1.5 lengths, Tears Royal from the Big Ask, and the Pumper last of all. Dash for Cash comes down the side. 3/4 to Flavour, 2 to Northerly. Ahead the outside is Fields of Omar. 3 to Magical Miss at the 800-metre mark. They're 2 lengths, Tears Royal, the Big Ask, and the Pumper taken to the outside at the 800-metre mark, and it's Dash for Cash, a 1/2 length Flavour, a length further back in the race. Then came Northerly and necked the outside, and it's going to be a sprint home as Fields of Omar fourth. They're followed by Magical Miss. Further back, the Pumper pulled out deep on the inside. The Big Ask and 2 to Tears Royal. Before the turn, 500 to go. Dash for Cash and Flavour. Fields of Omar, the first one to come. On the outside, 3 deep, and Northerly waits for a run when they turn for home, followed by the Pumper. Around the turn, Flavour's gone up to Dash for Cash. Fields of Omar out in the middle is let down from the Pumper. A gap then to Northerly at the 300-metre mark, and here comes Fields of Omar going up after Flavour. The Pumper and Magical Miss coming down the outside with Dash for Cash. It's Fields of Omar, Dash for Cash and Magical Miss flying. Magical Miss getting to Fields of Omar. Magical Miss going home better. Magical Miss. 3/4 Fields of Omar ahead, third Dash for Cash. Northerly fourth, they're followed further back by the Pumper, and then came Flavour, the Big Ask, and last of all is Tears Royal.
Number 9, Magical Miss, 680, 170. Number 5, Fields of Omar, a dividend of $1.30 for third. Number 8, Dash for Cash, $1.80.
Magical Miss with the last run at Fields of Omar has got up to win. Number 9, Magical Miss, beating Fields of Omar, number 5. And the third number about to come up, probably Dash for Cash. A race of tactics. Stop-start. Fields of Omar, the first one to go before the turn. He loomed up, got on terms. Magical Miss had the last crack at him, sweeping down the outside. And we've gone down fighting. Okay, it's 9, 5, 8 and 1. 9, 5, 8 and 1 in 124.01. Just watching the head on here as they turned in. He let down Fields of Omar and he raced up to Flavour and Dash for Cash. They left Northerly behind. And this big mare just had the last swoop at them down the centre. And she's come with a big run.
And number 9, Magical Miss, 680 the win, 170 a place, 5 Fields of Omar, 138 Dash for Cash, $1.80. The Quinella, $10. The Exacta is $24. The Trifecta, 9, 5 and 8. 111.40, and the first 4, 9, 5, 8 and 1, $164. We have correct weight Kembler, race 7 on 4, 6, 2 and 10.
On 2KY Racing Radio, correct weight is brought to you by VB Stubbies and your local Hub Mart Hotel.
The good times start at Hub Mart. Hub Mart.
Next race 6, the Gold Cap.
Ahead of Takis, Recruiting and Sunny Riviera.
Interesting event for the 3-year-olds at set weights and on tab limited, a very, very open market. Number 7 running the favourite Clang-a-Lang, 420 and 210, ahead of 3 Takas at 550 and 260 on track. Clang-a-Lang is just the no, he's equal favourite with Takas. So Takas came in a little. Clang-a-Lang came out, and now Clang-a-Lang's just come back in. So they're equal on track, 3 and 7. And the third pick would be number 11, Sunny Riviera. Very, very open affair. Last year, the Peter Pan Stakes was taken out by Magic Albert, beat Accelerator and Quavasia. Dandify won it in 2000, Fairway in 99. 1,500 metres. Platinum Scissors has drawn the inside. A full brother to Redout's Choice. He did look good at Randwick last start too when he won. Now, Provaci, Grant Cooksley back. By golly, Have Saddle Will Travel has certainly been Grant's motto in recent years. He's ridden in so many areas. Now, in goes Provaci. Ripcord's coming forward. Still quite a few runners out, including Clang-a-Lang. Clang-a-Lang still away with Sportsman. Takas. Blinkers off Takas. He looks very, very well, Takas. And of course, there wasn't a lot between Clang-a-Lang and Takas at the meeting here on the 17th of August. Previous race was the Concord and Fuadi, number 5, Chris Muntz, first up since the Stradbroke. Just a little too good for 10 into the night, whose run was sensational. Forced to cover ground from the wide alley. And number 1, Century Kid, third, 2/4, Phoenix Park. Right, back over at the 1,500 metres. Let's cast our eyes on what's happening. Sportsman moving forward, and here's Clang-a-Lang, yellow jacket, blue spots, Mark Flaherty in the saddle. Coming up, Master Veloci, Humayan, Sunny Riviera and Addendum. They're the horses to link in. Eclipsal Peter Pan, Group 2, and the purse this afternoon is $140,000. Now, Sunny Riviera is coming up. And only Addendum to complete the line. And we've got a field of 14 over the 1,500 metres. Addendum walks in and we're all set, ready to see them run. Race number 7, the Clipsal Peter Pan Stakes. Platinum Scissors has been behaving perfectly in the inside gate. Started just addressing a question or two to a couple of his attendants. Now he goes up onto the ladder, presses the button, and there they go on the Peter Pan. Immediately Addendum dropped out the back. Clangalang getting adrift in the early stages, and Sportsman narrowly in front, taken on by Civics. A length the Takass right up with the leaders, and the same for Ripcords, and a length the Master Veloci, followed by Provaci and then Humayan. Clangalang improving ground. Sunny Riviera's caught out pretty wide, followed by Balala Masquerado, and behind those horses next is Platinum Scissors recruiting, and Addendum after the tidy jump is last. By the 1,000, Beedman takes Takass to the lead. Sportsman second, Civics third, then Ripcords, followed by Provaci. A gap then to Humayan, a length the Master Veloci, then Clangalang on the outside of Platinum Scissors. Balala, Sunny Riviera, followed well back by Masquerado recruiting, and 2 lengths to Addendum. The field and the Peter Pan is nearing the 600, and Takass from Sportsman and Civics. Ripcords is running 4, then Humayan, Provaci, Master Veloci, and then Platinum Scissors wedged away from Clangalang, Sunny Riviera, Balala, Addendum, and then Masquerado and recruiting. Around the turn they travel, and Takass taken on by Sportsman. Ripcords third, Civics is fourth, and a couple of lengths to Clangalang, and then Master Veloci by the 300, and Sportsman put the neck in front of Takass. They booted away, 4 lengths Civics, followed by Masquerado, and then Clangalang, but it's Sportsman from Takass. A race in 2, Takass is coming again, Sportsman's just in front of him. Sportsman and Takass, photo in the Peter Pan. Sportsman and Takass. Third to photo 2, Clangalang and Platinum Scissors from Masquerado, and then Provaci and Civics. Behind those Balala, then a gap in proceedings to Ripcords, Master Veloci, Humayan, and then Sunny Riviera, and the last couple in were recruiting in company with Addendum. Photo called for between Sportsman number 2, Daryl McClellan, who looks as though he's just been able to snatch it at $7.10 and $2.60 and a head-bobbing finish. And Takass, yeah, Sportsman will get there. Number 2, Sportsman at $7.10 and $2.60. Takass, number 3, will return a dividend of $2.40, and the third number is in abeyance. It will go to Clangalang, I'd say, and it'll pay a dividend of $1.80. There they go now. 2, 3, 7 and 4 are official. Sportsman, written by D. McClellan for Greg Hickman. Only a small team in work at Warwick Farm, Greg, and that's his biggest success to date by Supremo from Professional, bred by Brian Agnew, and Sportsman starting from a wideish gate. A little too good for Takass by Quest for Fame, trained by John Hawkes, Darren Beedman, and 7, Clangalang. Got home reasonably by Clang, Gerald Ryan, Mark Flaherty, and number 4, Masquerado, was the official 4th. The tote dividends on the Peter Pan, and victory to number 2 at $7.10 and $2.60. Number 3, $2.40. Number 7 paid $1.80. The Quinella, $18.50. Exacta, $45.20. Trifecta, $129.20.
Well, those two dominated the race. They led. They were the joint leaders to the turn, booted away, straightening up. Nothing else got near them, and they staged a terrific 2-horse duel with McClellan and Beedman at their very best and their very strongest, and Daryl McClellan lifted Sportsman to win narrowly. Training triumph for Greg Hickman. Let's go to Joe McKinnon, who has a guest at Rose Hill.
The ruled owners with me, Jane Henning, and Arvo, you're the man that picked him out.
Well, yeah, I was at the sales with Greg Hickman at the Classic Sales at William Inglis in January, and I went there just for this horse. And we thought if we could get him for the right money, we'll take him home. And being by Supremo, no one really wanted to take him home, and we were more than happy to do so. And he had the right pedigree, and he looked great to me anyway. Really athletic type, and he's shown that on the track now.
How much did he cost you?
8,000 plus GST. So yeah, great stuff.
And early in his career, Jane, you had to stave off some pretty nice offers for the horse.
Yes, well, I'm not directly involved. My partner has bought into the horse. Arvo has picked the horse out. Arvo and I do a lot of work together, and he's a lovely horse, and all congratulations go to Arvo.
And Greg.
And Greg Hickman,
He's done a terrific job, so.
This is your biggest win in racing?
Yeah, I've had stakes winners before, and I've sold stakes winners, and I've sold Group 1 place getters, but this is the first group winner that I've been associated with myself as an owner. So yeah, absolutely thrilled. Okay. Thanks a lot, Joe.
And that's what racing's all about, isn't it, Tappy?
I'll say, Joe, lovely. Great to see, and a terrific kick for the career of trainer Greg Hickman, who, as Ian said, prepares only a small team at Warwick Farm. Lovely result, Larry. A lot of happy people there.
Yeah, great to see racing when you've got horses winning for people like that, John. Well, here we've got the Sizzler Surf and Turf, and I'll tell you what, this is a tough event, even though there's only, well, 9 runners. But look, I'm going for 3. I had her on top this morning. She looks very good in the enclosure, even though she hasn't run for 2 months. But she's one of my favourite horses, Paris Heartbeat, and I don't think she's far away from the mark. And Brad Stewart's jumped off the other horse to ride her. I think she looks forward enough to run a good race. So I've got her on top. I think this horse, Kesa, looks extremely well in the enclosure. And, of course, Keith Swan just won the previous race. Just got beaten in the Ramornie, which is probably good form for this. Then, of course, I went down to the other Ryan horse, Music Star, led up and won easy the other day. And Karanira looks good. But, you know, the top weight, he's another old horse, and you wouldn't believe he could look so well. But... anyway, we can't pick them all, but we'll go with 3, 2, 7 and 8, John.
Righto, Larry, thanks. And the race is 90 seconds away with a pool of 107,000. Runners are parading at Caulfield now for the listed heavily handicapped. Number 1 Saddlecloth, carried by the 5-year-old Bush Padre from the Freedman stable. Look how relaxed he is. Head almost on the ground, couldn't care less. He's the veteran of 25 race starts. He's won 9 of them. Thong Classic, likewise, very relaxed, is ridden by Stephen King today. He's the winner of 6 races, $6.80 on the win tote. 3 is Van Winkle, a New Zealander, Darren Gauci to ride, winner of 10 from 28, and this will be his first start in Australia. Hasn't raced since July 27 when he won a race at Te Rapa. Number 4 is the Second Mortgage from the Mike Maroney stable. He has had 1 run back from a spell, finishing 6th to Chairman's Choice in a race at Sand.